guess we'll kick it off with DC like he asked, since all the other stuff is pretty big. Sebastian Stan. So he was first rumored to be Harvey Dent, and Scarlett Johansson was going to play his wife. They were going to be kind of the main, not the main, or maybe the side antagonist of the movie. And according to this new report, he will be playing Victor Zsasz. Am I saying that correctly? Victor Zsasz. And Brian Tyree Henry will play Harvey Dent. So, are you familiar with Sebastian Stan's character, and do you think this is a good idea?
Victor Zsasz is a Batman rogue that I'm not very familiar with. I haven't read a single comic book where Victor Zsasz is playing a significant role. I've only seen him kind of show up every now and then. He was a character in Gotham. There was that show that came out.
I see that.
And I think people did like Victor Zsasz in that show, but he's a serial killer. He kind of, I don't know if he tattoos or cuts tally marks for each
carves
kill,
a tally mark. Yep.
all over his body. And then the Tyrese, what was his name for Two-Face?
Brian Tyree Henry. I think he's in he was in something recently. I forgot what it is.
Yeah, I totally seen that dude, and I like him as an actor. I'm actually really pumped about that casting for Two-Face. And Victor Zsasz, don't know much about. Two-Face, going with this dude who's a great actor. I'm trying to remember. He was in Eternals. He was
that's right,
the architectural engineer guy.
Right.
So he's a good actor. I've seen him in another couple things. But I do like that they're doing all these like ground level rogues that are just serial killers or gangsters, right? This is your epic crime saga, which it's been officially deemed. And they're really going with those grounded villains. And Zsasz is a scary dude. I mean, carving all his kill counts onto his body. With Sebastian Stan, though, like I haven't seen anything out of Winter Soldier from Sebastian Stan, but he seems like a really solid actor, and to see him get a little twisted and dark, that seems like really fun. Like I'm really down for that.
Me too.
And I'm honestly just happy Two-Face is in the movie. Last time we got Two-Face was Tommy Lee Jones and terrible Batman movies. Sorry. I mean, of course,
kind of.
Right. They kind of flipped his origin into that, but really excited to see a Two-Face in action, because in The Dark Knight we kind of just saw the origin of Two-Face, and it kind of came to a conclusion and he died real fast. So we didn't get a full-blown Two-Face. Kind of hope Two-Face is the main villain. That'd be a lot of fun. But I'm pretty happy with these castings, and I'm really happy that with the villains that they're using. That's a really cool couple picks from Batman's Rogues Gallery.
Yeah, when you hear Sebastian Stan's playing Zsasz, you're thinking, who is this person? But it says he was born into wealth, lost his fortune gambling, and after being attacked, discover a new purpose killing as a favor to others. So it seems like the perfect type of villain for the Robert Pattinson universe, especially coming off the first movie. So Dave, welcome into the show. We're on our first topic still, so you're good. But we have Sebastian Stan playing Victor Zsasz instead of Harvey Dent. So do you like this switch for him?
Real quick, was this officially confirmed? I never saw if it was. Was this like an official report? Because I saw it as a really big rumor, but I never saw it officially confirmed yet. It could be totally.
I think it's
a rumor. It's a rumor.
I'm like a good 80%
okay.
on that.
I was going to say, I never saw them
covering it.
I didn't see Matt Reeves or anybody actually come out. I saw like Daniel RPK and a couple other pages say that, but I've yet to see the actual movie producers, directors, writers confirming it.
It was from the In Schneider.
In Snyder. And
Snyder.
He's right about, I'd say half the time. He's better than My Time to Shine. Hello.
We have Brian Tyree Henry as Harvey Dent.
Yeah. So if that is the case, I would prefer Sebastian Stan to be Harvey Dent over Brian Tyree Henry. He's been in some good stuff. But that being said, I'm not going to hate Sebastian Stan playing a psychopath like Victor Zsasz either. That could be pretty interesting, especially in this dark universe with Matt Reeves. So I'd prefer Two-Face to be played by Sebastian Stan, but it's a good alternate if so.
Yeah.
Remember that dude from Eternals? He's in Eternals. And what else?
Fastus, I
swear
think
he's
his
been
name
in
was. He's
quite
in the
a few
Godzilla
things.
movies, but he's a terrible character in the Godzilla movies.
That's true.
Atlanta is a big show he's been on. He's been in a lot of shows and movies in smaller roles, but I liked him in Eternals. Yeah.
So our other piece of DC news, James Gunn confirms a Jimmy Olsen and Gorilla Grodd show is happening. It's one of my favorite projects. We start filming soon. So I guess if this is like a little 6-episode max series, it could be fun, but like, does it seem like kind of a waste of time? Or is James Gunn just obsessed with the Superman universe? JD?
Well, Gorilla Grodd and Jimmy Olsen are like the farthest characters from each other. I don't understand that at all. So I don't know what.
Who
It's
is Gorilla Grodd?
investigative. Gorilla Grodd is
There you go.
primarily a Flash villain. He is a Flash villain, and he is a monkey that can he's telekinetic and he could read minds and stuff and influence your mind. So kind of Planet of the Apes-ish, except they
Okay.
actually have these mind powers, but his powers do come from the Speed Force. That's the only reason that I'm a little bit excited about this. Gorilla Grodd is one of my least favorite villains in comics. Like, but if you're gonna connect that to the Flash, it kind of makes it exciting for me. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little excited to see what the hell they do with intelligent apes in the DC universe. So that makes it way better for me. And I don't even like the villain. A Jimmy Olsen investigative journalism show gives me zero excitement. I'm gonna be honest. Like, they might try to do something like Wonder Man, where it's, I mean, yeah, there's no superhero, no action, but this really good character study. But still, with Jimmy Olsen, I just don't really want that at all. I really hope he's investigating like purely meta things, superhero things. Like he's investigating possibly the Speed Force. But Gorilla Grodd being in there, as weird as it is, it does help. But still, this feels really weird, even weirder than Bane and Deathstroke, who don't have comic book history together intertwined whatsoever, but yet there's a movie with those two coming out. This feels so weird. But the Gorilla Grodd part being attached to Flash just makes it way more intriguing for me, but still not super pumped on this. It's kind of weird.
It's James Gunn has a thing for animals and humanizing animal characters. So that's the first thing that kind of comes with me with Gorilla Grodd here is James Gunn. That is his kind of character. I don't know if he's planning on being the one writing it or anything like that, but he loves personifying those animals.
Maybe his brother will play the role.
It's probably Sean, get ready. Time to put on the gorilla suit. I had no idea his powers stem from the Speed Force. So that is an interesting layer to it. I would say actually, so my only really experience with Gorilla Grodd is through the Injustice comics. Gorilla Grodd and a couple other aspects of that have a pretty key point during, I think, Injustice 2. Maybe it's in the first. They kind of blurred together for me. But I think it'd be an interesting character as a side character, as a villain. I feel like it's really weird to have his own show. But they've got to have plans to it to build a larger universe. That's my only thought of why you would do a show this early on a character like that. Weirdly enough, the Jimmy Olsen thing, I see potential if they do it right. And we've talked about this before, and it kind of gives that opportunity. I forget what the comic runs were, but it was in Marvel, and it was through, it was either Secret Invasion or Civil War, and it was through the newspaper, essentially. And there were like a 6-issue run of the reporters, and we're seeing all these different angles of this event playing out from an outside perspective, which was really cool. It was surprisingly entertaining issues that I was reading. I was like, okay, this is actually, we're getting totally different sides. The public talking about these crazy events happening across New York City and the world. So if they did something like that with Jimmy Olsen, where we got like a hero of the week backstory or something like that, where we were fleshing out different angles of heroes, I'm totally here for it. If we're going to try to make a She-Hulk-ish, Wonder Man-ish style show just about a newspaper and like talk about some D-list characters, then I'm not interested at all. But if they decide to go all out with this and actually make this a worthwhile show, this could be a really fresh take on the whole superhero spin for a TV show. But I don't know if they have the balls. We'll see.
Right. Because they couldn't like, That's a really good idea, and I like that, Dave. But I feel
Expensive.
like the universe is so new too, to where you
That-
don't want to like be introducing new characters in a Jimmy Olsen show. If it was like phase 3, phase 4, and it was like more
Right.
lived in, I think that's a great idea for the
Maybe
show.
more B-list at this point. Yeah,
Right,
like because
right.
I agree. You don't want to introduce Batman through the Jimmy Olsen show,
Or even
You
Flash.
don't want to introduce. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But maybe we get Plastic Man in the Jimmy Olsen show. Hey, coming
Right.
back to you. I'm never
There
going
it is. Yeah, your boy.
But yeah, I mean, it depends. It's very heavily dependent on what the actual direction of the show is.
Right.
I like that. Yeah.
I like that too. All right. Let's do one piece of Star Wars news, then we'll get into our big topics of the day.